you to kindly raise. I request audience to kindly raise and welcome the guests. Honorable guests and dignitaries are welcomed to the auditorium with Purna Kumbha and Veda Ghosha.
गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा उत्कल बंग विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंग तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगल भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय 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 हे भारत माता की वंदे।
A very good afternoon, one and all. Honorable Governor of Tamil Nadu, His Excellency Shri R.N. Raviji, Guruji Dr. H.R. Nagendra, Honorable V.C. Sir, Pro Vice Chancellor Dr. Manjunath, Registrar, the guests, speakers, delegates and students. It is my honor to welcome you all for the valedictory function of the 25th INCOFYRA. I request our chief guest and the august members on the stage to kindly light the lamp and commence this function. I request Dr. Arundhati, Assistant Professor, to invoke the blessings of Ma Saraswati, the symbol of wisdom.
Savahini, Dahini, Amba Vimalamati De, Vimalamati De, Sahasashila Hridaya में साहसशील हृदय में संयम सत्य स्नेह का भर दे स्वाभिमान भर दे ज्ञानदायिनी अम्ब विमलमति दे अम्ब विमलमति दे लव कुश ध्रुव प्रहलाद बन लव कुश ध्रुव प्रहलाद सीता सावित्री रामा फिर घर भर दे ज्ञानदायिनी अम्ब विमलमति दे
To Dr. Arundhati. S-VYASA is dedicated to yoga research, education and clinical practice. We have an embodiment of all these three in our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Dr. B.R. Ramakrishna. Sir, may I request you to kindly welcome one and all gathered here.
ओं नमः हरिः ओम शंकरं शंकराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं अस्मद् आचार्य पर्यन्तं वंदे गुरु परंपराम्. Greetings to everyone. Today we have assembled here in this august assembly in the presence of His Excellency Thiru Ravindra Narayan Raviji, the Honorable Governor of Tamil Nadu, to celebrate the valedictory ceremony of 25th INCOFYRA, that is International Conference on Frontiers in Yoga Research and its Applications. I extend cordial welcome to everyone. I am delighted to extend my warmest welcome to His Excellency Thiru Ravindra Narayan Raviji. He was born in Patna, Bihar, and completed his Masters in Physics in 1974. Following a short period in journalism, he joined the Indian Police Service in 1976 and was assigned to the Kerala cadre. He served in Kerala for an extensive period where he fulfilled various roles within different districts. Subsequently, he expanded his professional horizons by taking up diverse positions in different regions of the country. Notably, during his tenure at the Central Bureau of Investigation, that is CBI, he emerged as a prominent figure in spearheading numerous anti-corruption campaigns against organized criminal groups, notably the mining mafias operating nationwide. Let us give a big hand for his dynamic profession service at the government. While working at the Intelligence Bureau, that is IB, Ministry of Home Affairs, Government of India, the nation's premier intelligence agency, he was extensively deployed in threats of insurgencies and violence, notably in Jammu and Kashmir, the Northeast, and regions affected Maoist activities. Furthermore, he developed a profound understanding of the dynamics of human migration in South Asia and conducted comprehensive studies on political sociology of border populations. He has played a pivotal role in bringing about resolutions that have had a profound impact. His efforts have not only led to the cessation of hostilities, but also facilitated the integration of armed rebel groups into the path of peace and the national mainstream. Furthermore, he played a key role in establishing India's international cooperation framework for counter-terrorism and intelligence sharing, demonstrating his exceptional abilities as a visionary leader. Following his retirement from government service in 2012, he began contributing regular columns and national dailies. In his role as chairman of the Joint Intelligence Committee in the Prime Minister's office, he was entrusted with the task of overseeing the intelligence community. As the head of this community, he successfully coordinated and guided the agencies effectively address the national security demands of the country, which was under stake. He was appointed as the center's interlocutor for the Naga peace talks in August 2014. Within a short time, he could achieve a paradigm shift in the peace process by bringing the issue from abroad to the land and its people and made it truly inclusive of making the genuine stakeholders integral to it. Soon, all the rebel armed forces signed agreements for a settlement and 7 decades old separatist insurgency within the Indian Union and the ambit of Constitution of India, which could assure peace in Nagaland and the rest of the Northeast India, he was appointed as Deputy National Security Advisor in October 2018. Look at what a big task and role he has played. He served as the Governor of Nagaland from 1st August 2019 till 16 September 2021. He has been appointed as the Governor of Tamil Nadu by the Honorable President of India and assumed the office as 26th Governor of Tamil Nadu on 18 September 2021, and from that day he is taking care to protect the Constitution. I am pleased to welcome most respected Chief Guest of the day today, His Excellency Thiru Ravindra Narayan Raviji, and I request Honorable Guruji to welcome with his floral bouquet. We are all blessed indeed to have such a wonderful, dynamic personality who is inspirable. We derive, all of us youngsters, we derive inspiration from you, sir. We ourselves are honored to have you today on this occasion. I once again welcome you, sir. I am pleased to welcome our most respected Guruji, Padma Shri Dr. H.R. Nagendra, Chancellor of S-VYASA University, who is an embodiment of the science of yoga and its research. He has transformed many teachers, researchers, students of yoga during his mission of making yoga a socially relevant science for health, happiness, harmony throughout the world. And he traveled a very long journey from NASA to Vyasa to establish this great institution. Let us give a big hand of applause to our Guruji. I wholeheartedly prostrate at his holy feet and extend cordial welcome, Guruji. Finally, I extend my warm greetings to our Dr. R. Nagaratna, who has dedicated her whole life in treating patients, and we always see the goddessness in our campus, and this would have been a desert without her association and motherly care for everyone who come with sufferings. And she is the medical director of our Aragidhama. Professor K. Subramaniam, advisor to the Chancellor, and Acharya Ramchandra Bhatji, former Vice Chancellor in absentia, my colleagues, international, national speakers, delegates, students, and all the stakeholders of this program, I extend my cordial welcome to. I also welcome Professor U.T. Iftikhar, the principal of Dr. M.E. Shetty College of Physiotherapy and honorable member of the syndicate member of RGUHS, who has been very closely associated with our institution. Welcome to Professor Iftikhar. So lastly, everyone who are here, you are the real guests for us, and I extend cordial welcome to you. Thank you very much. Jai Bharat.
Very much, sir. On behalf of the organizing committee of 25th INCOFYRA, I extend a very warm welcome to you too. We are honored today to have His Excellency Shri R.N. Ravi ji to grace today's function. May I request Guruji, Ramakrishna sir, Manjunath sir, and Professor Shiv Shankar Sai sir to kindly felicitate him. We are truly humbled with the simplicity of His Excellency. Have a big round of applause for His Excellency for accepting our invitation and gracing this occasion. We are indeed grateful to you, sir. Ever since its inception in 1991, INCOFYRA is known to be exchange of ideas along with the latest developments in the field of yoga research. The Silver Jubilee version of this INCOFYRA had been indeed a special one for all of us, with integrative medicine, sports medicine and rehabilitation as its core theme. May I request the Director of Research and Pro-Vice Chancellor of S-VYASA, Dr. N.K. Manjunath, to kindly take us through the proceedings of the conference.
Respected His Excellency, the Governor of Tamil Nadu, I take this opportunity to present in front of you what has happened in the last 4 days, and also I make an attempt to take the journey a little back, because we had series of pre-conference workshops, and the journey is not going to end here. We also have some post-conference workshops. It gives me immense pleasure to present this conference report of the 25th International Conference in Frontiers in Yoga Research and Applications. The conference was successfully held in the Shanti Kudiram campus of S-VYASA Yoga University between 3rd to 6th January 2024, presided by Dr. H.R. Nagendra in the beginning of the inaugural ceremony, with which all the jubilation and celebration started. This year's theme was Integrative Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation. This reflects a visionary approach to addressing the evolving landscape of sports injuries and recovery through harmonious blend of conventional practices on one side and traditional medicine on the other side. The 25th INCOFYRA addressed the practice and future of complementary and integrative medicine in medical care as a broad scope of sports medicine to produce outcomes which are conducive to prevention, therapy, and rehabilitation of athletes. It was the first ever event wherein we were able to actively engage with and reach out to a wide range of experts from traditional to conventional streams of medicine and healthcare research professionals to address the amalgamation, or also to bring in integration of the divergent streams of conventional and traditional medicine into sports medicine and rehabilitation. In the pursuit of academic excellence and advancement of knowledge, S-VYASA takes immense pride in hosting this prestigious conference, which brought together experts in the field of sports medicine, researchers from the field of sports medicine and integrative medicine, practitioners from around the globe to deliberate on the latest developments in sports medicine and rehab. The conference was inaugurated by auspicious lighting of the lamp, similar to today's function, by all the dignitaries, which were blessed by several eminent personalities. The inauguration was chaired by Sri Vinay Sahasrabudheji, the President of Indian Council of Cultural Relations, Government of India, and he extended not only on behalf of S-VYASA, but from India to all the delegates and participants who came here from places across the world. We had the best wishes given to us by the Minister of Youth, Empowerment, Sports and Tribal Affairs, Sri B. Nagendra of Government of Karnataka, Dr. Ganeshan, Director, NAC, Bangalore, Mr. Srinivas Murthy, Indian basketball coach, Mr. Yerkin Beck, Founder President of All Here Organization from Switzerland, Ms. Alisa Vostrel, Executive Director, International Association of Yoga Therapists, and most important, the person who also received a Lifetime Achievement Award, Sri Chandu Borde, the former Indian cricketer and who led Indian team for its glory in 1983 for winning the World Cup. Dr. B.R. Ramakrishna, our Vice Chancellor, gave an overview on day one, and he did the same even today. We had all the guests who came here expressing their deep desire in networking with all the institutions and certainly showing a way forward for integration and bringing this whole process, taking it to next heights. Particularly, Mr. Chandu Borde remembered the whole journey of the difficulties and the tougher times on one side and the glory and success on the other side, explaining the role of various dimensions, including yoga, in success as well as managing troubled times. We had several pre-conference workshops. We have a culture of conducting not just continued medical education, but also various other newer dimensions of yoga, including continued yoga education as well as continued research education. So we had this as parallel programs from 28 December till 2nd of January. Around 600 delegates participated from 15 different institutions actively during these pre-conference workshops. We had a special CME. For the first time, a yoga CME was offered, CME credits, by the Karnataka Medical Council. Generally what happens, the medical doctors, they very selected number of them participate in conferences of this nature. But Guruji's push and Dr. Nagaratna's perseverance got us the first ever CME credits for a program run in a yoga university under a yoga conference. We also had multiple other pre-conference activities. As I mentioned, one was the continued research education, where we make an attempt to bring in the updated knowledge about research in the field of integrative medicine, but this time the focus was on to sports medicine and rehabilitation. The continued yoga education always attempted to give yoga instructors, yoga therapists, yoga professionals an understanding of taking their profession to the next level with the latest updates with respect to research. We also had another workshop exclusively focused on integrative sports medicine and rehabilitation, where people from Ayurveda, naturopathic medicine, acupuncture, physiotherapy, and yoga gave a hands-on training program. A special workshop also to remember is the one conducted by one of the most well-known athletes of this country, who represented 3 countries, Yuva Dayalan, who conducted a hands-on training program in bringing yoga into optimal performance as well as injury management. In the 5 days course of CRE, particularly the focus of research, attempt was made to educate on one side the young Ayush professionals in the field of yoga as well as research, and also bring in an awareness about understanding statistics in a much simpler way, because that's what keeps many people away from research, assuming that statistics is something which is difficult to understand. During the conference, we had 9 keynote talks, 27 symposia talks, which were conducted, encompassing varied range of topics under the theme, as I mentioned, integrative sports medicine and rehab, by around 55 eminent national and international experts representing India, United Kingdom, Colombia, Japan, Hong Kong, and many others. In the plenary sessions, renowned experts in the field of sports medicine delivered inspiring opening address, emphasizing the critical need of comprehensive and sustainable approaches to sports injury rehabilitation. They highlighted the potential of yoga therapy to enhance physical recovery, mental resilience, and overall well-being amongst athletes. Dr. H.R. Nagendra, our beloved Guruji, the Chancellor, was also one of the keynote speakers of the plenary sessions. He gave a wonderful insights on the varied benefits of yoga that extend far beyond the confines of physical exercise, and he also presented a holistic perspective of yoga and its influence on various dimensions of human existence, encompassing physical well-being, mental equilibrium, emotional resilience, and intelligence. We had Professor Mark Arthur King from Loughborough University. He delved upon the intricate relationship between human performance in sports and biomechanics, shedding light on how understanding the mechanics of human body can unlock new levels of athletic achievements. Ms. Geeta Galiawar, a keynote speaker on sports nutrition from India, talked about advances in sports nutrition and dietary strategies. I had the privilege of talking about the role of yoga in the field of integrative sports medicine and rehabilitation, where I wanted to emphasize on the aspects of yoga which otherwise are not thought of, because we believe that these are some advanced activities and that has nothing to do with sports. But it was very clear to all of us that there is so much we can offer from yoga. We had several others who participated across these 3 days, where we had Dr. Dominic, who introduced to the audience the prospects of elevating athletic performance by integrating yoga into sports medicine. The talk by Professor Kato addressed the specific role of yoga therapy, which is integration with data science to augment sports medicine and other treatment. The wonderful thing what Dr. Kato also mentioned was the experience during 2011 tsunami and the role yoga played during that time, and how data science can help in capturing those emotional and behavioral aspects of individuals, and probably how yoga has benefited or helped these people. Professor Diego touched upon the very key concept of allostatic load from the perspectives of sports personnel. His talk presented a wonderful insight on the definition of concept of allostatic load with host of a domain-specific biomarkers. Professor Tyagarajan Alvar gave wonderful insights on latest trends in sports medicine, and it was very nice in that particular session to have a nice comparison between how the two legendary cricketing teams, particularly Karnataka and Tamil Nadu, are progressing, namely RCB and Chennai Super Kings. Dr. Jagadish PC presented his views on conservative techniques in meniscal surgery. He also gave an approach for understanding the need for surgical intervention during sports injury management. The symposia talks were spread across 3 major sub-themes: injury prevention, optimal performance, and sports rehabilitation. Another major highlight of the present INCOFYRA was the roundtable discussions we had on the topics that covered aspects of challenges in integrative rehabilitation and policy making in integrative sports medicine, involving critical national and international experts in the field of healthcare fraternity, representing healthcare fraternity as well as sports. There were serious deliberations made by panelists, Dr. Usha Sujit Nair, Dr. P. Nandagopal, Dr. Hemant Kumar, Professor Diego, Professor Mark King, G.L. Khanna, Manoj Kumar, Dr. Yuva Dayalan, Dr. Vasudha Sharma, Dr. Srinath, etc. There are so many to take name. All are biggies in their own fields, each one of them contributed to the panel discussions. Dr. Chandu Bode and Mr. Ashok Suta were also awarded the Lifetime Achievement Awards for recognizing their extensive and remarkable contributions in their own fields. Particularly Dr. Mr. Chandu Bode, we are all aware of his contributions, but in particular, somebody at 90 with the enthusiasm of 16 and with equal interest in bringing something new to the field of sports was here, and he was certainly blessed by the audience, because the audience had never an opportunity that time to visualize what he had contributed to this country, but this was a blessing for the conference also. We also had Mr. Ashok Suta, who is the Executive Chairman of Happiest Minds Technologies Limited and Chairman of Mindtree. Mr. Suta is a philanthropist who has been steering force for promoting research in several directions. An enthusiastic participation by student community was observed, indicated by 120 submissions and final presentations of 93 posters. Two distinct yet equally enriching oral symposia were hosted, recognizing the invaluable contributions of both young scientists and seasoned experts in their respective fields. This dual symposium approach not only showcased our commitment to inclusivity within the scientific community, but also emphasized the importance of mentorship, knowledge transfer, and collaborative learning. We are glad to announce that 2 people were selected out of the oral presentations and 3 people were selected out of the poster presentations as prize winners. And since the prizes will be handed over later after this program, I take this special opportunity to make this announcement. I am sure many of you will be waiting to know who are these winners. When it comes to the oral presentations, Mr. Abhilash Manu of Jain University has won the first prize, and Mr. Sri Hari Sharma KN of Dayanand Sagar University won the second prize for oral presentations. For the poster presentations, we had 3 winners. The first prize goes to Mr. Jairam Kushwaha, Garhwal University. Second prize goes to Ms. Pratima David, representing S-VYASA University. And the third prize goes to Dr. Ashwini Surpur, representing Yoga Bharati from United States of America. We all look at intellectual feast in conferences, but this conference also provided a lot of other feast, including cultural feast. Adequate recreation was provided to the delegates through musical evenings, innovative skits, dramas, and spiritual discourses during the evenings. And mornings, we had homas and multiple other activities sanctifying the place. So we had an opportunity of showcasing the speciality of Karnataka through the folklore of Karnataka, thanks to Mr. Uma Maheshwar, who has been a guiding spirit for all our cultural activities. This conference also witnessed good presence of people representing various fields in the form of putting their talent and products in stalls. We had 20 stalls in the campus to promote naturopathy, Ayurveda-based supplements for boosting immune health, to some specialized crafts and arts which were also made by our own students. Much appreciated was the Sattvic food provided at during the conference, and we had a feast of dietary supplements given to them in the form of morning till evening, various foods which people thoroughly enjoyed. None less to say, we will have an extended impact of the INCOFYRA in terms of very useful post-conference workshops. As I said, the journey is not stopping here. We have one more workshop pending on kinesiology by Professor Diago, who is the CEO and Director of DBBS International, which will be held from 8 to 10 January 2024. Overall, 25th INCOFYRA again served as a catalyst for groundbreaking advancements in the field of integrative sports medicine and rehabilitation. We had altogether around 600 delegates from outside, 1,200 delegates who are in-house, representing 30 institutions, and all of them are left with deeper appreciation and satisfaction of attending a conference of this nature for the interconnectedness of various modalities and a renewed commitment of advancing the field through collaborative and integrative practices. We also created a platform for networking, and I'm sure little more than 12 such collaborative projects or collaborative networks have been established through this conference. His Excellency, the Governor of Tamil Nadu, I'm very happy to say that this was a first attempt bringing sports medicine and rehabilitation to a yoga university. We had our own apprehensions, but today we are very happy to say that success was the mantra which we kept, and we are satisfied that we have accomplished it. Thank you very much.
Much, sir. As mentioned by Honorable Pro Vice Chancellor, we had representations of esteemed participants from all over the globe. May I request Professor Diago A. Bonella from Colombia, South America, as a representation of the international participants to kindly share his experience with the 25th INCOFYRA.
Dear eminent personalities, dear S-VYASA directives and colleagues, ladies and gentlemen, as we draw the curtains of the 25th version of this International Conference on Frontiers in Yoga Research and its Applications, INCOFYRA, I am honored to stand before you and reflect on the incredible journey that we have undertaken together these past few days. Our collective pursuit of knowledge in the realm of yoga has truly transcended borders, fostering international collaborations that are instrumental in shaping the future of this ancient practice. Throughout this conference, we have witnessed a remarkable convergence of minds, ideas, and methodologies from every corner of the globe. Scholars, practitioners, and researchers have come together to share their insights, findings, and innovations, creating a rich network of wisdom that spans continents. This collaborative spirit is a testament to the universal appeal and relevance of yoga in promoting holistic well-being. As we leave this conference, inspired and enlightened, let us carry forward the torch of collaboration. Let us continue to build bridges that connect us across continents, fostering partnerships that transcend boundaries. The bonds that we have built here are not only between individuals, but also between nations, creating a global community dedicated to unlocking the full potential of yoga for the well-being of humanity. In closing, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to each and every one of you for your invaluable contributions and all of the S-VYASA staff for these conferences. May these seeds of collaboration have been planted here and blossom into a future where the transformative power of integrative medicine knows no bounds. Safe travels to all at home, and let our shared journey contribute to unfold on the international stage. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Professor Diago. Can we now have Professor Dobson Dominic, the head of the Department of Sports Medicine, Savita Medical College, Chennai, as a representative of the national participants for the conference, please.
Good afternoon. On behalf of Savita Institute of Medical and Technical Science, Chennai, Tamil Nadu, I'm really honored and happy to be part of this wonderful S-VYASA 25th Silver Jubilee International Conference on yoga and sports medicine in this wonderful campus. Again, I want to insist this campus is one of its kind, which is the first impression we get, especially in a yoga university. To have a sports medicine conference is something which is really new to us. And there was a wonderful amalgamation of sports medicine, sports science researchers. There was a lot of workshops, a lot of poster presentations, and a lot of paper presentations. Overall, it was a wonderful experience by all the national and international delegates, and we all thoroughly enjoyed the conference. A sincere thanks and gratitude to the organizers, S-VYASA. Thank you. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you so much, Professor Dominic. If we are all sitting here in this auditorium in S-VYASA, witnessing the 25th edition of INCOFYRA, it is the culmination of the dream dreamt by a visionary, our Chancellor, Padma Shri Dr. H.R. Nagendra ji. May I request Guruji to kindly bless this gathering.
My dear brothers and sisters, what a delight it is to have one of the luminaries, Raviji, to come and bless this wonderful program which is ending after historic growth, bringing new dimensions of holistic vision in the field of sports. I'm also very thrilled to know his great contributions in Northeast, particularly Nagaland and others, in which we had worked from 1975 in the Northeast, in Arunachal Pradesh and other places to bring yoga into the school under the Vivekananda Kendra. Very important that yoga in the form of yogasanas has become part of the sports medicine. We have the yogasana competition, which has become part of the sports ministry, and a lot of competitions are going on around the country, and the vision is to see that yogasanas will become part of the Olympics. And yogasanas can be taken on the competitive thing, but yoga in general cannot be a competitive mode. Therefore, almost 30 years back, we started the dimensions of bringing Himalaya Yoga Olympiad, which not only consists of asanas, but asanas, pranayama, mudras, bandhas, kriyas, and meditation, as well as the theory aspect. All this we brought, and only teams will be assessed, and their gradations can bring the prizes. So before COVID, we were able to reach almost to the district level and even village panchayat level throughout the country. But because of the COVID, almost 5 years, 6 years, we did not have this thing. And this year, we restarted the Himalaya Yoga Olympiad, which can bring the youngsters, even from the age of 7, 8, to participate in this wonderful cooperative dimension of Himalaya Yoga Olympiad. And this year, we had from almost 15 states, teams came, and we had the National Himalaya Yoga Olympiad here, and then we had the International Himalaya Yoga Olympiad, in which 5 countries also participated. And we had a wonderful team of enthusiasm among the youngsters who came here, and we had nearly 400 people who participated in the Himalaya Yoga Olympiad. And this is one of the key features, and it has been decided now we are going to have this Himalaya Yoga Olympiad not only during conference, but every year we are going to do that, so that we want to take back. Just as International Day of Yoga has brought enthusiasm and yoga all over the world, the Himalaya Yoga Olympiad also will spread itself, and the wings can spread throughout the world. And Vyasa, at the national level, we have 300 our affiliated centers, and similarly our alumni who get nicely certified here will go and start their centers, and in nearly 100 countries the work has grown, and we hope that in years to come, you'll be able to spread this Himalaya Olympiad throughout the things. And naturally, when people start going for yoga asanas, there also could be injuries. And therefore, we have to prevent the injuries and also rehabilitate them and see that it goes. And we have wonderful personalities who have been able to work on this thing, to do these things. So this pre-conference workshop has been a great education, as normally we have before the international conference main session, in which we had, as Dr. Manjunath mentioned, the CME, CRE, CYE on one front, and we had Himalaya Olympiad, another thing, and series of havans, homas in the mornings, and wonderful satsangs, and evening cultural extravaganza. And that brought a wonderful synergy of yoga in all its dimensions. Jnana Yoga, Raja Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Karma Yoga dimensions are all brought forth. And it is this holistic vision that we incorporated into the sports, medicine and rehabilitation also. And beautifully brought out by Dr. Manjunath and also Dr. Ramakrishna, the conference brought a new dimension to all the participants and also the speakers and the researchers and practitioners to see that the yoga spreads its wings along with Ayurveda dimensions and naturopathy dimensions and other dimensions of Siddha, to see that the Ayush system is going to join hands with the allopathic system, to see that we bring greater benefits to the sports for prevention of injuries and to deal with injuries, and also to see that we increase the capacity. Yoga is to increase normal people to become great human beings, super divine human beings, to reach the highest level of perfection. In this sense, this conference has been a new and breakthrough conference which has brought, therefore, a place and record, a grateful thanks to all the top speakers who came and shared their wisdom, and we will all join hands to see that we work together as a synergetic whole throughout the entire days and years to come. Namaskar, Dhanyavad.
Guruji, for your words of wisdom and your vision that is bringing all of us here. We are indeed humbled that His Excellency Thiru R.N. Raviji, Honorable Governor of Tamil Nadu, is here gracing this valedictory program of 25th INCOFYRA. Sir, may I request you to kindly deliver the valedictory address.
Guruji, Dr. H.R. Nagendra, dream, vision, hard work, conceived and delivered this great institution which the whole nation is so proud of. Dr. B.R. Ramakrishna, the Vice Chancellor, Dr. N.K. Manjunath, Pro Vice Chancellor, Dr. S-VYASA Sai, Organizing Secretary and Registrar, distinguished faculties of this university, societies, delegates to the conference, my dear students, gracious ladies and gentlemen, I am indeed delighted to be part of this event. I've been hearing about this institution for last several years, and there has been a nagging desire for long to visit the campus and see firsthand all that it is doing. I heard both the Vice Chancellor and Pro-Vice Chancellor about the event, the way it was conducted, distinguished resource persons who came and shared their experience, their knowledge, galaxy of them. And the only sense that I get here right now is I wish I could come here as a participant to listen to all these. Friends, this international conference, theme on sports, integrative approach to sports medicine, is not only very, very relevant today, the context of our country, the context of India, it's all the more relevant because we know that one of the campaigns which have been started by our Prime Minister, Sri Modi, is about Fit India. Sports as a medium of fitness, physical, intellectual, and emotional fitness, as an instrument to bring harmony, a sense of kinship among the participants, has always been appreciated. However, for a very, very long time, our country, such a large country, in the domain of sports, we remained at the margin, like all other activities, all other domains of human activities. Know that in the international sports competitions, we hardly figured. I recall in 2008, Beijing Olympic, where I was there from the government of India, side for certain responsibilities. And when the countries were experiencing the showering of medals, and we were drawing blanks, and when we got one medal, gold in short range firing, Bindra, when he got it, the Chinese newspaper gave a headline, "At last one." It was indeed a very humiliating experience. Now we know that for the last few years, in the sports arena, our young men and women are making us proud. Not only that, our medal tallies have increased exponentially, but in the new areas which were hitherto uncovered by us. The new enthusiasm, the confidence, which is now palpable, seen among the youth of the country, it doesn't leave us in any doubt that in the coming events we will do far better, and eventually we will get the prize, the place of pride that we deserve. This campaign, it is because a lot of it is physical activities. Of course, there are games. You have gave up your mind like chess and all. There will be more and more cases of injuries, trauma, and there will be greater demands on the ways and means to prevent the injury, and should that happen, recover fast and get back to the arena as early as possible. And in this conference, where experts, professionals, practitioners from all over the world participated, they shared their experiences, their ideas. I'm sure this has added to our corpus of knowledge, and it has enriched every member, every delegate. When we go back from here, you will be better informed. You are better informed. Friends, university has been doing yeoman service to humanity. And in the last about 3 decades of its journey, this has achieved many incredible feats. Today, and all the experts, the students, when you are present here in this lovely precinct of S-VYASA, I urge you, conscious of the context. The context is today, the time. The context is today, the state of the world. The context is the expectation that the world has from India. And in this context, being conscious of it, when we start individually and collectively working forward, I'm sure the dividend, the result would be far more greater and in quality and quantity. So that the world is not a very happy world today. The world is facing numerous crises. We call it challenges, but I suppose it's more than that. It's a crisis. Whether the crisis is of climate, which is existential in nature, we know that there are countries in the world, especially the island nations, many of them, are apprehensive whether they would be on the map of the world a couple of decades from now. The crisis of conflict. People, the countries are fighting. Number of countries in the world mass destruction. So many countries, such large arsenal of weapons of mass destruction that each one of them can destroy the entire planet many times over. And there are conflicts which are not very visible, which are there in the form of tensions affecting the lives and peace of the people. And we find the conflict, the individuals are at conflict with themselves. resulting in all kinds of pathological situations. So all pervading conflict. There are the problems of poverty. Well, we know that while one part of the world is indulging in wasteful wealth, wasting resources, there are a number of countries where the people are living starvation. So it is an iniquitous world. So be it climate, be it conflict, be it poverty, there are other numerous challenges, making this world an insecure and a place elusive to peace. In this background, India, for the last some years, for the last about a decade, the way this country is moving forward, the way this country is addressing the problems and resolving the problems, and hope to the world. Because after all the experiment that our country, India, is doing is over a size of 1.4 billion people. And if an experiment can succeed in a laboratory of 1.4 billion, there is no reason it cannot be replicated to the larger world. When it comes to the climate crisis, after all, when we look at all the crises that the world is facing today, why, what is there at the root of it? And what is there that India, our country Bharat, for the last few years is doing, which has given this hope and which has given rise to the expectation of the world? It's a new thing. It's a new experience that we are experiencing and even the world is experiencing. Because until a decade back, India was at the margin. Nobody took note of it. Is the country so populous, yet its voice was not heard? And today, when the Prime Minister of India speaks, the whole world listens and listens with attention. What happened? What happened today? And what has been happening that has created this crisis? I think it is important that while we pursue what we are pursuing, but to be conscious of, to be appreciative of the context. We know that much of the crisis that the world is facing today is born out of a certain worldview. The worldview which are rooted in certain ideas and ideologies. And what are those ideas and ideologies? To count a few, a worldview that we humans are at the center of creation. An anthropocentric view of the world. That humans are at the center of creation, are the Lord and Master of creation, and the rest of the creation is for the pleasure of the humans. This brought us into conflict with the environment, with the nature. So the humans versus the nature. And this idea that we are, the humans are the Lord and Master. An idea which was put by a great theorist who actually ruled the minds of about half the world for almost 3/4 of a century, of course no longer, was Karl Marx. Karl Marx, who reduced the humans as a matter. Humans are just matter. And we are all moving hydrocarbons. And so, and this mass of moving hydrocarbons are in two brackets, have and have nots, in perpetual conflict. This conflict, according to him, is inevitable. This conflict will continue till the utopia comes when all are equal. So this gentleman gave an idea which was so powerful at the time when it came. It said that humans are just matters and conflict in the society is inevitable. Was also a person, though he said he was not an apologist for imperialism, but what he did, what he wrote, was something in the support of imperialism. In 1852, he wrote a number of essays on India. New York Daily Tribune in August 1852 carried those essays of Karl Marx. At the time, he was busy writing his Das Kapital, which took him almost about a decade to write. And the core of all his essays was one and the same. What he said was that though I am not in favor of imperialism, but in India, it is a historical necessity. It is a historical necessity because in India, individuals cannot grow. Society is oppressive. Society does not let the individual grow to their full potential. Because he believed that individuals are sovereign and individuals have a right to grow to the level that each individual believes he or she can reach. Do not take note of the collectives. And of course, he further said that Indian society is so conservative, a society that worships cows and monkeys has no right to exist. And so he said, British imperialism in India is a historical necessity, but he defined tasks for the empire, imperialism. He said there are two tasks. One, the total annihilation of the social order of India. Because a society that worships cows and monkeys has no right to exist. And the second, laying the foundation of a material Western civilization. Now, all these went into the thought processes, intellectuals, the policy makers. And it had, of course, consequences for India, but the very thought that this moving pieces of hydrocarbons are in conflict with each other, it created conflict in the world. It created conflict because it was taken as something which is compliant, has to be done. Another idea which also became an ideology, which came from a person called Charles Darwin, who talked about a smart people survives, a smart people will prosper, and not so smart will perish. Survival of the fittest. A smart will grow, where weak will perish. No need to shed tears, because this is how evolution grows. No room for compassion. There is no room for any other human feeling, but it is just if you are capable, if you are cunning, if you are crooked, if you know the ways of the world, and if you can outsmart your neighbor, and you move forward, you succeed, you survive. He provided the theoretical and ideological justification for what became a social and policy Darwinism. And another idea and ideology that shaped, I'm all talking about what created the problem. That idea that individuals, as Marx also said, individuals are sovereign. And society is the product of a contract of these sovereign individuals. Society and the state, what later people started calling it as a social contract theory. So individual as a sovereign and collective, that is society, is born out of a contract. Now, imagine, in a society, thought process that negates the concept of collective. These were all abstract ideas. They have not seen any society growing through a contract. But these ideas came and it got into the minds of the people. Now, all these individualistic, Darwinistic, material, humans being the Lord and Master of the creation, all these have put together created the crisis in which the world exists today. During COVID, when the COVID spread over the world, did not spare anyone. We saw how the rich and advanced countries, when they developed the vaccines, it became an opportunity for them to make money. Hoarding of vaccines, more than the requirement. The cost of vaccines started rising. At that point of time, remember, we all have very fresh memories. We were all locked inside our houses. We all of us have lost some of our near and dear. There was a feeling that this COVID, so destructive, so pervasive, not sparing rich or poor, no discrimination, at least it will give a sense to those who are capable, those who are resourceful, those countries to have a sense of compassion, to feel for the less fortunate, but that didn't happen. But during that very time, when thanks to our scientists, when we got the vaccine, India shared the vaccine with more than 150 countries in the world. Not that we were fully vaccinated. The Prime Minister came under heavy criticism by some quarters that, look, our own people are not vaccinated. How are you giving vaccine to others? But we believe that Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, the world is a family. And those who are less fortunate, they also are our people. They are our kins. So we share. Now, all the ideas were individualistic, materialistic, Darwinistic, that has created the problem. What is happening in India today? And why the world is expecting or looking at India with expectation? If we see the last 10 years, on the margin, today we are at the center stage. A country which was but not considered a country which can ever be which will grow economically. Vision of this country, as far as the economic growth is concerned. There was a great man who made Singapore, Lee Kuan Yew. You must have heard or read about him. The builder of Singapore, from a fishing hamlet to the world's most advanced city-state. He had visited India. He had been visiting India and he has been a keen observer of India. And after emergency, in fact, during emergency itself, later part of it, he came and met the then Prime Minister of India. And he said, Madam Prime Minister, you are bold. You are bold to impose emergency on a country like India. Now you do one thing. You must take bold decision in bold policies. Economic reforms. Because you have developed and you are developing a culture of freebies. You earn 50 paise and you will spend 1 rupee. Give away. This is not sustained. It is not sustainable. And the reply that he got from the then Prime Minister was, no, Mr. President, this is not possible. This is how India goes. And he says, India can never be an economic power. But today, India is the fastest growing, largest economy in the world. We had people, experts, economists writing theories, copious theories on India's economy prior to 2014-15. They had coined an expression, they called it Hindu rate of growth. As if nothing grows in a Hindu society. This is how slowly, it will survive, but it will not grow. Today, in the field of startups, we are among the top 3 in the world. Less than 500. In 2014, we have crossed 125,000 today. Some weeks back, World Intellectual Property Organization published their report, WIPO. And in that report, they said, in India, in the year 2022, the application for patent has gone up by 21%. He says that at no point in history any country has seen such a sudden rise in number of patents. This is New India. This is the spirit of New India. Innovation. You know, we had a very great Prime Minister, Lal Bahadur Shastri, who gave a slogan, Jai Jawan, Jai Kishan. Our farmers and soldiers. And Prime Minister Vajpayee, he came, again, a visionary person. He added Jai Vigyan. We must grow in science also. But the thrust of the present Prime Minister Modi is added the fourth one, Jai Anusandhan. Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan, Jai Vigyan, Jai Anusandhan. Research and innovation. Because a society that does not conduct researches is a stagnant society. The creation of knowledge is a dynamic process. It has to continue. Knowledge, we cannot keep disseminating the borrowed knowledge. Create knowledge as well. And for that, Anushandhan, research, innovation are essential. Look at what our scientists have done. We have reached the moon, and that part of that area of the moon which nobody else has reached. Success of our Chandrayaan. Now, in every field, this new India is making its presence felt. Global problem. How India has been addressing the poverty problem. Now, the world acknowledges, all the international rating agencies, evaluating agencies, they have said that in the last 10 years, 13.5 crore poor people in India have been lifted out of poverty. 13.5 crore is not a small number. This is something like a magic for the rest of the world. Today we are the most digitalized country in the world, by the way. From nowhere, by the margin of science and technology, today technology has reached the remotest person in the remotest village. We are the most digitalized country in the world, and today we account for more than 45% of daily digital transaction. It is this country. People have been talking across the world about women empowerment, women empowerment. We too have talked for long. But we did not create the enabling environment. Previously, everyone was well-meaning. Not that they were not. Everyone meant good for the country, but the question was the vision. And today, we find the rise of the women power, the Nari Shakti, in every field of life. I have the fortune of being the chancellor of 20 of my state university in my state. And I can proudly say that whenever I go for convocation, the number of women degree holders are more than the number of men degree holders. They are excelling in every field. We all know that even in our Chandrayaan success, the role of our women scientists, what all they did. Talked earlier about women empowerment, but we did not create the enabling environment. We said that our daughters must be educated, but we did not build toilets in the school. We wanted our mothers and sisters to be healthy and happy, but we did not build toilets in houses. Till 10 years back, our country had the dubious distinction of 60% of our people for going for open defecation. Prime Minister Modi gave a call, Swachh Bharat, we must do it, and he made it a mass campaign. Today, not today, but 4 years back, we became open defecation free country. Earlier time, whenever people talked about toilet, they say it is a cultural issue. Cultural issue, we cannot stop. What happened today? You know, the fundamental difference that happened, even in case of, let us say, the climate crisis that the world is facing, the Indian way of life, Indian approach to energy. We all know that energy is the source of energy, the carbon-based energy. The fossil energy is the source of much of the global pollution and the warming. The rise, the temperature of the Mother Earth is warming, the heating up, temperature is rising, largely because excessive consumption of fossil fuel. 2015, when the Prime Minister said, we must move, and he set certain targets. There were skeptics who laughed at it, mocked at it. How can you achieve it? India formed International Solar Alliance. He said, look, here is a sun god, inexhaustible energy. Can't we look at him? Can't we take energy from him? At the time, there were skeptics, not agreeable, they didn't appreciate. From the International Solar Alliance, there were very few takers in the world. Today, there are more than 120 countries who are members of International Solar Alliance. Our own solar capacity, which was less than 3 gigawatt in 2014, we have crossed 70 gigawatts today. We have set a target that by 2030, half of our energy needs will be carbon-free sources. We are achieving it. Set the target. Today, India sets the target and achieves the target before the target date. This is a new country, new Bharat. even when it comes to agriculture. We know how the excessive use of fertilizer, pesticides, chemical fertilizers and pesticides, excessive cultivation, agriculture of crops which are not suited to that area, that climate. This has resulted in a large part of the global surface becoming unproductive. The soil is unproductive, it is losing, it has lost fertility. The campaign, when this India launched the campaign for this natural and agricultural and natural and organic farming, climate resilient farming, climate suitable farming, and it has become a race today. I feel so happy and delighted when I visit the rural areas of my state and I found young educated people. I often quote one experience. This is one of the experiences, I should say. A young IITian with husband and wife, both IITian, from IIT Madras. They are doing millet cultivation in a remote area of South Tamil Nadu where there is not much of water. And in the period of 10 years, they have developed it in such a scientific way that this couple, they have engaged more of living off that land. Families are now living off because they have employed 50 people to not only assist the farming, but in a very, very comprehensive organic farming, natural farming, millet cultivations, and then the processing, food processing. They are happy. Happy in terms of income. They are happy in terms of satisfaction. But this is what is happening across the country. A new way which India is showing to the world. The new way of life. A way of life that is rooted in Bharatiya darshan, Bharatiya philosophy. This is what is happening. Earlier times, the relation between the people and the government was patron and the client. People used to look upon the government as people as a client look upon the government for favor. Today, every move is people-oriented, participation of the people. And then you find that, we all know that individuals, while they have their negative impulses like greed, they have also positive impulses to do good. While the governments across the world have been trying to chain the negative impulses by creating rules, regulations, institutions, but they have not done much to harness the positive in it. What is happening today in India is people's participation, harnessing the positive in it. And you see the people coming forward. Everyone likes to have a sense of purpose, fulfillment in life. This institution has taken up many projects, outreach, diabetes-free India. Now, diabetes-free India is a very ambitious project. We know that our country, I am told, that we host the largest number of diabetic patients. How to free this country of diabetes is an ambitious project. But I'm sure the initiative taken by a non-government organization like this university, S-VYASA, it will inspire many others. And we have an example. When Prime Minister last year when Prime Minister of India said, like 2025, we will be TB free. Again, it was a very ambitious project. How could government make it? But it is happening. Because what he did, he involved the people. He created a wave, Nikshay Mitra. We know that for TB, medicine is important. First of all, it affects largely the poor people. Medicine is important, but along with the medicine, what you need is a nutrition. Government can dispense the medicine. What about nutrition? And so, the Nikshay Mitra, people have started volunteering to pick up a certain number of TB patients and take up their nutritional needs responsibility. And they started, and today there are millions of people in this country who have enrolled themselves as Nikshay Mitra. Large number, harnessing the positive energy of the society. This is Indian way of doing things. Indian way Bharatiya way with Bharatiya values. Because the fundamental difference that we have with all those theories which have created this situation is that we have integral view of life, integral view of creation. We are all integrally connected with each other. We are all like leaves, million leaves on a tree. No two leaves are alike, yet beyond the tree, the leaves have no existence. This organic connect, what we say, Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, which was the motto of our G20. This, our essence of Bharatiya Sanatan Adhyat. This Bharatiya Sanatan Adhyat, that we are all members of a family. It has given, and with this, it is not that. And when we say members of a family, Minister of India, when he addresses the people, he says, he doesn't say, Mere pyare deshwasiyo. He says, Mere parivarjan. Parivar. I cannot say that one member is sick, so I can ignore someone, I can treat someone. I have to take care of every member of the family. And that is why today, whether it comes the health, whether it comes education, whether it comes nutrition, whether it comes whatever project, all, everyone, universal coverage. Universal coverage for health. There is nobody in this country today who cannot have access to health care. Ayushman Bharat has reached everywhere. Now, this model of looking at the country as a parivar, as a family, and then framing policies in such a way that benefits the family, not some member of it, everyone. And our notion of family is not limited to our country. Our notion of our family extends to the whole world, entire humanity. And this is what today India, the Bharat, is aspiring to be. The dream of Swami Vivekananda. Swami Vivekananda, we know, was a great saint, great visionary, great leader, who gave confidence to a demoralized nation. Nation demoralized by long period of invasion and colonization. He gave that sense of confidence. But he also said, look, we have something that others don't have. But there are something in the West which we don't have. Science and technology is there in the West. We must learn it. But Adhyatma, the sense of all being a family, is only we can give. Science and technology can be a double-edged weapon. And that is what is leading to all the destructions. This is what is leading to all these conflicts. This is what the view that we are the Lord and Master of the creation, has created conflict with the environment, with the nature. But when we say that no, we are just an element of creation. We are as much divine as any other animal, any other being, and we are all members of a family. This treats everyone as part of a family. Now this yoga, to my understanding, experts are here to talk more about it, but to my understanding, yoga is the most potent expression of Bharatiya Gyan Paddhati, Indian knowledge system. That unity, that oneness, unlike Marx, we are not just matter, we are a spirit also. There is some spirit also. It is a combination of Purusha and Prakriti. It is a combination of the two. But this knowledge is a sattvic gyan. The rest of the world, the larger part of the world, in the tamasic stage, when all the conflict happens. Now it is our responsibility to lead the world, to show the light. And when Swami Vivekananda said he wants a Bharat whose muscles are made of steel, whose sinews are of iron, but whose heart and mind is Vedantic, compassionate. It is Bharat. This is the Bharat which Rishi Aurobindo on the days of independence had jotted down in his dream when he said, on the 15th of August 1947, he said, now the moment has come. The moment has come for India to take the light, spread the light of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam to the rest of the world. Because he said, in the entire universe, Earth is the only evolutionary planet where life is evolving, consciousness is evolving. And on this evolutionary planet, this Bharat is the only country where this knowledge came, this light came, that we are all one. All the diversities get fused. There is no difference. It is only diversity. It is a celebration of the multiple colored petals in a flower. Not the flower. It has no petal, has an existence. This is the beauty, unity in diversity. This light, to spread, India has to be a Viksit Bharat, has to be a Viksit Bharat. And that is why Prime Minister gave a call. Now the nation has set the target in the next 24 years. By 2047, Bharat must be a fully Viksit country. Fully Viksit Rashtra. And in this, each one of us have a responsibility. Now today, even institution, this great institution S-VYASA, I'm sure they are doing it. They don't need anyone else to tell them. But for the sake of it, I would like to remind everyone that each one of us have a responsibility. We are fortunate to be a witness to this revolutionary transformation, emergence of the country, Bharat, for the good of the world, to fulfill the expectations of the world, to pull the world out of the crisis. But we are also fortunate to be a participant in the journey. So each one of us, what we can do, we have to set up. So that, especially the young people, those who are young, who will have the fortune to see the 2047, 15th August, on the day you ask a question, what did I do for this country? An answer to that question will give you meaning and purpose to your life. That is how it should be. I'm sure. We have full faith in our people. The way our youth, the way our countrymen and women are proving, the new confidence, new belief in oneself. And in this journey, this institution, the great institution S-VYASA, will continue playing its lead role. I have no doubt about it. I wish this institution all the very best. I wish the delegates, those who participated, all the very best. Now, those, my friends, those who have come from outside the country, I wish you a very safe, pleasant journey back, carrying a lot of sweet memories of this institution and its hospitality. Thank you very much. Jai Bharat.
Thank you so very much, sir. Can we have a standing ovation for His Excellency, please? Attitude is indeed the best attitude. May I call upon the administrative head of S-VYASA, our registrar, Professor Shiv Shankar Sai, sir, to kindly propose the vote of thanks for 2015 INCOFYRA.
Shri Guru Namaha. As a registrar of the university, with mixed feelings, I propose vote of thanks. Mixed feelings because all the fun and intellectual fees, belly fees, and cultural fees which we had for the last 8 days is going to come to an end. Though we have post-conference workshops, but still most of us have to leave. But then, as everything should come to an end, we have memories, as our Honorable Tamil Nadu Governor mentioned so beautifully. things which we can take from this conference. Think the inspiration which we need to carry from the conference is the treasure which we will carry forth. First and foremost, thank you so much, sir, for gracing this occasion and giving us such beautiful inspiration. Give us such a picturesque way from Darwinism to Karl Marxism and then Bharatiya culture and so many, many things with your powerful analogies and with evidence-based statistics. You have really convinced us, inspired all our students and guests with your wisdom and words which we will definitely cherish forever. Thank you so much for your time and the inspiration which you have contagiously given to us. We also take this opportunity to thank our beloved Guruji for really conceiving this idea of INCOFYRA itself and guiding us through these 25 years and then many more INCOFYRAs. Thank you, Guruji, for your continued guidance. We also thank the human service of our Vice Chancellor, the dynamic Vice Chancellor which we have, guiding us to work together to make this conference a success. Again, the words fail short in conveying our gratitude to our Pro-Vice Chancellor, the Research Director, to continuously support this conference and then bring so many, many people from all over the world and then giving us this intellectual feast. Thank you very much, sir. We have so many people to thank that since the time is short, I will not be able to do justice to all of them, but then our heartfelt thanks to so many, many people who work tirelessly behind the scenes. Maybe I should just mention few important things, important people who have contributed so much for this conference, whether it is the pre-conference workshop, the CYE, CME, CRE, or the Himalaya Yoga Olympiad, which Guruji has described and many other people have described. So many people have worked behind the scenes, and then so many of us got so much of benefit from these workshops and all the things which are associated with it. So, grateful thanks to all the people, all the faculty members and all the other members who have really participated, like Devaraja's University faculty members who have really contributed so much for the success of these workshops. We also have, daily the inspirational Ramayana Saptaha by our Subramaniam ji, and then Homas and Havanas by Shri Ramachandra Bhatt and also Professor Jayaraman and the whole division of spirituality who have beautifully conducted and then enriched our understanding. We also thank Uma Maheshwar ji for bringing such beautiful cultural feast to all of us throughout these 8 days. And of course, we can't but place our grateful and very sincere thanks to all the 5 schools which are there in our campus: the School of Yogic Sciences, the School of Naturopathy, School of Physiotherapy, the Sushruta Ayurveda Medical College and then Hospital, and then Sushruta Nursing Colleges. The staff, students, and the non-teaching staff have tirelessly worked for 2 months for bringing this conference such a great success. Thank you all very, very much for your contribution. Of course, the students who are really the backbone of this conference, working tirelessly, missing their sleep and food. They have really contributed so much. Our really grateful thanks to all the student fraternity. I also take opportunity to thank all our guest speakers, national and international guest speakers who brought their experience and who brought their knowledge and then shared with all of us. We are really grateful because you have enriched our lives and lives of so many, many participants of this conference. Grateful thanks to each one of you. Since of shortage of time, I'm not able to mention individually. Of course, we also thank all the supporting departments of S-VYASA and this campus. Every one of them have really worked very, very hard to make everyone's life very comfortable and enjoyable. as we draw curtains, I only like to again quote our honorable governors. He said that inspiration which we need to carry, the cherry on the cake which is given to us, the inspiration, the great Indian thought, the great Indian way of life which we need to adopt, and then how beautifully yoga, which is going to help our sports people. He referred to the Fit India movement and also how the sports could be used so effectively to bring harmony amongst all our brethren of India. So I take this opportunity to thank once again all the people on the stage, off the stage, behind the scenes, in front of the screens for making this 25th edition of INCOFYRA a grand success. Thank you. Jai Bharat.
Thank you so much, sir. We will be concluding the 25th INCOFYRA with National Anthem. I request all of you to kindly raise.
अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंग विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंग तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे भारत माता की
Jai
वंदे
Mataram. Requesting everybody to kindly remain in your places till the dignitaries leave the dais and the auditorium.